Hey guys, it's Ben. It is Wednesday afternoon. Of course, I ended up waking up late. My sleep schedule's all out of whack. But I'm very pleased to say we have hit 11% funding. Um, good stuff. I was saying on Twitter, you know, the feeling I get when after we hit 10%, it's like we hit Super Saiyan. Now it's time, you know, the Android saga's coming, so now it's time for us to push beyond. It's time for us to find the level beyond Super Saiyan. So yeah, that's where the campaign's at. Going good. Good stuff. Let's see, later on tonight, around 5 p.m. Central Time, I'm gonna be on Starcasp's channel. Starcasp, he's a great science fiction creator, so I'd love to get his thoughts on this. See what, you know, I like, you know, I like being able to hear from people who are you know, who are pretty much in the same genre, the same field that I'm doing. I want to get their take on, like, you know, what works for them, what doesn't work for them, that kind of stuff. And later on, around, I believe, around 7:30 Central, I'm going to be on Philip Diaz's channel. If y'all don't know, Philip Diaz is the creator of Magic Cop, which is live on Indiegogo right now. It's a great looking book. When I saw the images for Magic Cop, I liked it mainly because it evoked, well, number one, it evokes that Miami Vice feeling, which really, you know, I think we need more stuff in that genre of that 80s style. Kung Fury, that's ultimately what his project kind of reminded me of. It reminded me of Kung Fury, just in terms of, you know, playing around with that 80s style and kind of having some fun with it. I love that. Well, you know, satire is my favorite genre of all time, if y'all didn't know. I love satire stuff. I think one of my absolute favorite satires it's kind of underrated because it's not very well known. It appeared on IFC a couple years back. It was a mini-series starring Will Ferrell. And it was called The Spoils of Babylon. If y'all haven't seen that, check it out. They used to have it on Netflix, and of course, like with everything, Netflix took it off because it was just too good. It's available on Amazon Prime, I believe. But it's very hilarious. It's a 6-episode miniseries that essentially makes fun of every dramatic movie like you can think of, especially epic dramatic movies. It's meant to be extremely melodramatic out of a sense of humor. It's good. It's like, it's what you would expect from like a modern day Airplane or a modern day Hot Shots. Hot Shots was such a good movie series. But yeah, Magic Cop, I don't think it's not quite as satirical in tone, but it feels that way to me, especially with the dog. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of the thing, is like, whenever I look at people's projects, it's like when I'm attracted to them, it's usually because I can, you know, I can liken certain bits of imagery to a different property. Now these aren't, you know, that doesn't mean to say you know, these properties are totally different. I know Magic Cop is totally different from things like Kung Fury and all. I just, you know, that's how my mind works. I like to connect things together. You know, yeah, it's like when I was telling y'all the other week about how part of what I liked about Wenger's project Super Harem was that it just kind of evoked a lot of the feelings I got from Tenchi Muyo. You know, nostalgia, like, that's the thing about it. I'm kind of an easy audience when it comes to nostalgia, but you gotta, you know, don't just reference what's been popular on the internet for the past 5 years. Biggest example I can mention of that was I think The Flash attempted an episode where it was an episode when they had the Elastic Man and the Flash working together to stop this woman who animates inanimate objects and sends them at people. And they were going through a museum, and like they decided to, like, you know, for Ralph's character, they basically threw in all the internet jokes about Jurassic Park from like the past 6 years. They took, you know, oh, let's reference Jeff Goldblum. Let's reference, let's do a couple of the popular lines that everybody knows ad infinitum. I know that didn't really make sense. Every once in a while, I kind of try to jerry rig a word into a sentence that it doesn't belong, just because it sounds good. Not in my writing, I can promise you that. Just with my verbal speech. But what was it? Yeah, no, they had Ralph going around like giving these Jurassic Park quotes, and like it was supposed to be, oh, haha, I get it, I saw that, and it was like, no, it was kind of embarrassing. I was cringing at the episode, like physically cringing. I couldn't take it. But you know, I know this is kind of an odd sidetrack. I just, you know, sometimes I go into a video, like a lot of times I go into a video with a plan of what I'm going to talk about, and a lot of times I'll go into it with like a small topic I want to touch on, and I kind of decide like, okay, I'm going to leave a little open where I'm going to decide where I'm going to go from there based on what I'm talking about, you know. Yeah, Magic Cop looks like it's going to be a really good book. You know, it's just great seeing independent creators getting out there and getting stuff done. My ultimate hope is that the independent movement is going to extend outwards from not just this genre of comics and all, not just from, like, you know, the medium of comics, but like in general. I hope that independent increases exponentially across the board with all entertainment, because at this point the mainstream is getting lazy. Mainstream is getting overconfident, condescending. You know, it's like it's time for a reality check. It's time for and it's time to get back to what it's all about: telling stories, entertaining people. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this video this afternoon. Be sure, in the description of this video, we've got the link to Outlaw Nights, which is live on Indiegogo. If you haven't yet, go ahead and sign up for that. If you're not able to sign up for it, if you can't afford it or whatever, or like, you know, it's just like you think it's cool, but it's just not your thing, that's totally fine. But I would ask you, please, if you could possibly share it out on your social media. Share it out to friends, anybody who you think would enjoy this book that's above the age of 17. I'm always gonna put that tagline in because, you know, I don't want people who are super impressionable, you know, walking away from this thinking piracy's okay and all that, because, you know, it's not. It's, you know, it's fiction. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. If you liked anything I had to say, go ahead, hit the like button. If you like Outlaw Nights, you want to hear more about it, or if you like anything I have to say in just general about video games, movies, whatever, go ahead and subscribe to my channel here, Fusebox. And as always, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.